Your Honor, I have reason to believe that the defendant is in the same apartment as the complaining witness right now, and I'm extremely scared for her safety. And the fact that she's looking off to the side and he's moving around, I want some confirmation that she is safe before we continue. And that wasn't hearsay. We'll get to that.
What you guys are watching right here, right now, is a Zoom courtroom hearing, okay? Now, this is a domestic violence case, and the person to the bottom right of your screen is the defendant. He is out on bond. The stipulations to that bond is that he has no contact with Miss Lindsay to the bottom left, okay? So the prosecutor right here is under the assumption that that's not what's happening right now. So we're going to watch this video and check it out.
To that in a few moments.
Miss Lindsay, where are you right now?
I'm at a house.
What's the address?
Notice how she's purposely making it hot.
What's the address? Okay.
Pay attention. Someone's on the phone.
Mr. Harris, where are you?
Your Honor.
All right. What are you on? A laptop or a phone?
Me?
Yes.
Phone.
All right. I want you to walk out to the front of the house. Show me the house number on the house.
That right there is the international, worldwide, universal, you done messed up face. You done messed up, old boy. This is the exact face that was in that movie, Menace to Society, during that intense interrogation, okay? This dude is about to ask why, okay? Because he needs to know why. He needs to prove something that he obviously can't prove.
Why? I don't even think this phone has the charge for that, sir. I'm at like 2% right now. I'm hooked up to this wall charger right here.
Your Honor.
We're knocking at the door right now for Miss Lindsay.
What?
The police are at Miss Lindsay's apartment right now, knocking on the door.
All right. Ms. Lindsay, would you go answer the door?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
You take your phone with you so that I know you're okay.
Who am I speaking with?
Kobe.
Yes?
Your Honor, me and Mary both don't want the no contact. I asked that that be dropped. I'm sorry I lied to you. I knew the cops were outside. I don't know why I lied to
Mr.
you.
Harris? My advice is don't say anything else. Take the cigarette out of your mouth. The hearing is adjourned. Your bond is canceled.
He really messed up, y'all. If you pay attention, Lindsay is the one holding the phone, okay? This whole thing was a setup. Lindsay was the one holding the phone. I realized that. It's on her camera. She picked up the cigarette he dropped on the floor. The police are behind him arresting him. This whole thing was a setup, y'all. I'm telling you right now. Rightfully so, because sometimes that's what women need to do in order for these dudes to get it across their head that they're doing too much and that she doesn't want to deal with old boy.
If you have $10 million, you can't bond out. In addition, the prosecutor is probably also going to charge you with obstruction of justice. It may be a situation of you and Mary want the bond conditions lifted, you want them lifted, she does not. We're serious as a heart attack. It's the first time I ever had anybody sitting in the next room potentially intimidating a witness and assault great bodily harm. All right, don't say any more about it. Your bond is canceled. You're digging your hole. You've hit bottom and you're continuing to dig. Officers are directed to take him into custody on a bond violation. Bond is canceled. We will reschedule this hearing for another date. Ms. Lindsay, the prosecutor's office will be in contact with you to reschedule this.
Lindsay got off that call real quick, y'all. Lindsay got off that call real quick. She got up real quick to answer that door. This whole thing was a setup, okay? Now, a lot of times when you have domestic violence situations, you know, the guy usually convinces the girl that she overreacted, okay? That she forced it, that she shouldn't have did that. She's about to ruin both of their lives. And other times the guy can threaten the girl and say, hey, listen, I know so much about you. We've been together for X amount of years. I know the ins and outs of your life. I know the best ways to hurt you. Don't you play with me, okay? So either way, the woman is usually at the disadvantage when it comes to something like that, okay? So that is why even if she would have dropped the charges, the state picks it up, okay? Usually in court cases, if you know what I mean, no witness, no case. You dig what I'm saying? But over here, when it comes to domestic violence, that doesn't matter, okay? So here's the thing. There's a very controversial issue that comes up, okay? Abuse shouldn't be happening in any type of relationship, but there are women out there who will press charges on someone and then feel bad themselves and invite them over and try and figure out a way for that for them not to go to jail, or figure out a way for them to be together. Now, a lot of the times that's not the case, but sometimes it is, okay? Now, the problem with that is this. Even if she thinks that she was wrong, that she shouldn't have did that, you know, she overreacted, even if she may think that, that might necessarily be her true thoughts, okay? Because when you're in love, your judgment is clouded, okay? And nobody should be putting up with any abusive relationship. Most women who leave abusive relationships, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna tell you how much they were happy that they actually left that relationship. This is why people are so into, you know, listen, if it's happening, we got to stop it. That's why the state usually takes control of these types of situations. It is my opinion that Harris over here was absolute, like as soon as he got out of jail, he went over and said, listen, this is what you need to say. You need to say X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to be right there with you to make sure that you said it. Lindsay purposely making it hot. Pay attention to she purposely was making it hot. She got up real quick, holding the phone. This was all orchestrated, even down to the prosecutor. The prosecutor even said, hey, listen, this isn't just hearsay. There's a reason why I think that he is in that house. And she did it the smart way. You dig what I'm saying? She tried to make it, she did it in a way where it's just like she's not coming out there outright, but it was a setup, you know? And honestly, man, this dude's gonna get hit with the book. You dig what I'm saying? Now, I saw a lot of crazy comments on WorldStar. I used to do this when I first started my YouTube channel, but let's see what people are saying. This dude says that prosecutor was a hater. They clearly have been stalking them. Okay, so that might be another thing too. This might I didn't even think about that. This is oh god, I can't even pronounce that. I Know Everything 2.0. That actually might be seriously true. They could have just saw them together. I didn't even think about that. She might be with it. Well, you know, in her brain, like, you know, she might think that she's with it. But the police are watching and they see that this dude is with her and they're waiting on any opportunity to lock his ass up, okay? Now, based on her body language, based on how she, you know, how she was moving on the phone, it seems like she was complicit in what was happening. It seemed like she kind of set it up. It seemed like she knew exactly what was going on. It seemed like she didn't have any problems with him being arrested and going away, okay? So let's see what else. People got laughing emojis. She must like getting her butt whooped, okay? But I think they're just trolling. Bond is canceled. That's right, y'all. Bond is absolutely canceled. He just damn near threw away like at least a good year and some change, maybe even 2. Like he obstruction of justice, and they're gonna try. He had a $10 million bond, so whatever he did it like it was bad. Either that or he has priors. So either way, $10 million bond. He's going to jail for a little bit, and it wasn't worth it. He should have just stayed to himself. You dig what I'm saying? Now look at you. You know what I'm saying? You would have been better off not saying a damn thing, okay? Yeah, this is a special kind of stupid, okay? He didn't hide or nothing. He really didn't. He didn't hide at all. He made it obvious. She made it obvious. They both looking around. It's pretty obvious, okay? These people are stupid. She blinked twice and the cop she blinked twice and the prosecutor caught that. You know what I mean? Keep your hands to yourself, fellas. That's right. You gotta keep your hands to yourself. It can't you're never gonna win. Ladies too, you gotta keep your hands to yourself, but especially fellas. You dig what I'm saying? Some funny cracker shit right here. To hell with the criminal justice reform. Man smoking a cigarette in court. That is true. Old boy really he really had the cigarette because he knew what time it was. He knew it was over. Okay? He had the cigarette in his mouth because he knew that was probably going to be the last time he'd be able to comfortably smoke a cigarette. Okay? And this dude thinks it's funny as hell. $10 million bond. You dig what I'm saying? Like, this dude said, I have no tolerance for this piece of shit. Psychopaths like him go to hell and bump the criminal justice reform, okay? Anything constitutes domestic violence these days. If the neighbor calls the cops on you for screaming at each other, the mail will most likely be taken in. If you're talking about actual physical violence, it's not as big of a problem as it's made out to be. I didn't even think about that. I think domestic violence is when violence occurs. I don't think domestic violence is people yelling at each other. That might be disturbing the peace. You know, I think that might be what that is, but I don't think it's that. This dude calls him a dummy. You do realize how many women are in domestic violence relationships and how many black women are in those relationships. These are the main perpetrators of domestic violence and assault and battery. Okay. This dude's a troll. I don't know who gets beat on more. It doesn't matter because nobody should get beat on, period, okay? Listen, y'all, this dude right here, he's going to be locked up for a little bit. And, hey, listen, this is something that we don't see often. You dig what I'm saying? Just playing out like that because of all of this situation that's going on with the you-know-what 19. Everybody's on video. We're starting to see what happens in these courtrooms. We're starting to see what happens in these classrooms. We're starting to see what happens in these meetings, these business meetings, all of that. We're starting to see it all live and direct, okay? Now, this right here is a perfect example of why, fellas, you got to keep your hands to yourself. Women, ladies, you need to exercise any opportunity that you need to stay away from old boy, okay? And maybe she said no, and maybe he said you don't have a choice in the matter. If that wasn't the case, if that was not the case, ladies, you got to do better. You can't be messing around with these dudes. Don't let your judgment be fogged up because you in love. That's not love. You know what I'm saying? Someone constantly beating on you. Someone who beats on you to the point where the cops are coming over, domestic violence, all of that. Nah, that's not love. That's a force and a half. That's a force and a half. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you got to be wary about that. So, old boy, whatever, Matthew or Kobe, I forgot your name already because you're that irrelevant. You could hold your breath forever and the rest of y'all breathe. Hey!
Breathe easy.
Louder. All right, maybe not that loud.